And welcome to Numbani. Always curious in this phase to see what the defenders pick. As we wait around, I do love the ads in this one. Like this, look at this classy motherfucking robot. And here we are, welcome to Numbani. So it looks like the defenders are trying out Junkrat once again. Again, it's going to be difficult on this map. I think if you put down the trap around here, maybe, you could probably get some good results, good catches off that, but Tracer could also just go up and around. And on this map especially, you have to be so careful with that back cap. There's such a long distance between the primary choke point with this bus. Everyone has to eventually filter through one of these two pathways here. And that is such a long distance from... Oh, Jesus, that spectator sprint is fast. From the actual point here. So you have to be so careful. As the team does set up between the two buses, as is normal. Symmetra Giant's going back here. Symmetra is going to be very important for her to build up her ultimate as quickly as possible. I'm actually curious about the sentries here. Personally, I've seen a lot of success as Crom does manage to get some early damage onto Bubblestorm. Is forcing people back, but is forced into rewinding. Can't quite get through, does take the high road though, has leapt through to the back, and this is what I was talking about, trying to talk about at least. I've seen a lot of success with Symmetra Nest getting put up here, just to stop this exact kind of thing. Because right now, Zarya is forced back, Junkrat is forced back, and Junkrat versus Tracer is actually an interesting matchup, simply because Junkrat can put so much damage out, makes it so hard for the Tracer to push in. Junkrat putting damage into the Reinhardt barrier, trying to do what he can, but D.Va is there, of course, to scoop up any projectiles, gonna make it hard. Junkrat caught! Doesn't quite have enough damage as well to blow up the Reinhardt. Zarya taking some damage, is putting some damage back out. It's not quite enough, as the team does look like they have this pretty convincingly taken. Now going to try and come back and defend in time, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Puppy's just stalling the time, and trying to muscle your way past the D.Va is just a good way of taking a lot of damage. And oh dear, Symmetra caught a pulse bomb. That's bad times for her. So it looks like Ruster on the payload with most of the team actually. They have Crom still ranging out, dealing damage. And here comes the Riptire, but goes straight from the front. That's not really going to do it. And he does get caught from behind. Does get picked off by the backline harass of the attacking team. Crom doing such a good job, being annoying, finding all the pathways around the map. So Poppy lays out the damage, being the forward tank, while Ruster acts as the front line to retreat to. Poppy does actually leap into the... Oh my god, there is the Earth Shatter. Gonna swing through. And fire ult, actually dealing out a lot of damage. Lando now swapped up to Widowmaker from the Junkrat. Team's experimenting at the moment. Now's the time to do it, believe me. I'd rather do it now than in a tournament. And it looks like a whiffed pulse bomb. A shot from Crom, who's been so on point with these. It looks like the teleporter is up and running. This is actually going to be very pivotal for the attacking team if they start going down. If they can get the damage out. That said, the attacking team do have two ultimates good to go. They have the important Reinhardt ultimate and the important Mercy ultimate. They also have to deal with this Symmetra spamming through the barrier. They have to be careful not to eat a full charged orb going through that. It is kind of deceptive because you can't quite see through the Reinhardt. You can see through his barrier, but you can't see through him. Looks like Crom has found the teleporter, picked it off. No protection there, so the team will take a little longer coming back, but no one's really died. And oh my god! I think the Zarya barrier actually makes to protect them from there. And there's the sound barrier. There is the Earth Shadow, but Reinhardt does catch it with his shield. And here comes the offensive retaliation. There's the D.Va ult. Reinhardt following behind, does whiff the charge, does get caught by Aspire, but I think Aspire just ate D.Va's bomb and went down. Mendo laying out damage. And there's an excellent ult from Bombagus there. Very dangerous to come from behind. But Puppy is there with the defense matrix, does catch all the projectiles and nullify all the damage. Mendo trying to suppress as he can. Does have the Widowmaker ult up and running. Let's go to first person view. No, I said first person view game. There we go. Let's see what Mendo's doing, trying to use this app. Does manage to land a hit onto Lucio, doesn't quite get the kill. The enemy team is triggered. That Mercy is vulnerable. Mercy does go down. Interestingly, it doesn't give me the kill feed. And it looks like Mendo has actually bought the team some time. With Mercy down, it's very difficult to make a push. That said, a lot of danger in this last push. Lots of places to flank around, lots of ways to wrap around a strong frontline team. I'm expecting Crom to be doing a lot of work on this last push. As the team does mess up. Look, Crom straight in the back line. Just unmolested. Doing what he wants. Enjoying the scenery by the looks of things. He's just going to leap into the back. Look for Vonithil. Putting damage onto Bulletstorm, surprisingly. Does retreat to the rest of the team. Does reunite with the team. They do have Mercy ult, Lucio ult, Reinhardt ult, and McCree ult all good to go. And it's time for High Noon. He has stepped out the back as well. This is dangerous. Doesn't manage to quite actually get any kills, though. Just a little bit too quick with that damage. And there's the Zarya ult. Does combo with the Fire ult. And Reinhardt, again, landing the Earth Shatter. Is putting damage in. Lucio ult was there to buy time, but not quite enough. And there's the res, picking everyone up immediately after. Puppy knocked out, and this is really dangerous for D.Va. D.Va hammered down. Zarya dealing a lot of damage. She is on full charge right now. They do have a Rhino also in the back line. Veinless, got to be careful. Does he actually get caught? Rasta picks up Aspire and carries him all the way out of the fight. Takes him down. Meanwhile, Crom in the back line, taking up the attention of two people. Widowmaker and Mercy both chasing after him. Can't quite catch him. As this guy does. Actually, eventually gets picked off by Mercy. Oh, does eat the back end of that staff, gets meleeed, and does get taken out. A well played coming out from Crom. Widowmaker trying to deal damage. Widowmaker against D.Va, quite strong. And here, McCree zoned out, can't do anything. Aspire just shows him the shield, and he has to cancel that ultimate or die, and he chose to die. I don't actually think you get refunded if you die and don't fire it. I'm not sure on that. I shall find out afterwards and endeavour to know these kind of things. Zarya is good to go. Reinhardt is good to go on the defensive team. Oh, Reinhardt's good to go on the defensive team. Zarya is good to go on the offensive team. They have almost all their ultimates except for McCree's. This is going to be the push. D.Va ult does land in the back. Is blocked by Reinhardt, however. He does manage to stop any damage coming from the team, but Aspire does pick up another. Does pick up. Does get picked up by the enemy Reinhardt. Mercy ult is forced out fairly early here. Mercy does go down. There's the Zarya ult. Does clean up, does pick everyone up, and there's Reinhardt ready to swing away into the Tobelstein. Picking everyone up. Puppy now going up against the Reinhardt. Reinhardt trying to bash people down. Zarya against McCree, very skill-based matchup. If Zarya can barrier the flashbang, which she did manage to do there, Reinhardt did get picked off. She can basically get a ton of free charge out of that. Get an easy kill. Sound barrier absorbing the pulse bomb there. Doesn't manage to take anyone out with that. As Crom is forced to retreat. That said, they did gain ground on the attacking team. It's a win for them, I would say. Used a lot of ults, didn't get the absolute win, but did gain ground, are constantly pushing forward. These last few meters are always so difficult. Puppy doing a good job on the flank. That said, pushed out by Zarya. Zarya does win the fight against D.Va, pretty resoundingly if done right. Bubblestorm looking for some damage, looking for some splash damage, looking to get his ult up. They still have Reinhardt ult on the attacking team. They have Mercy ult good to go, Sound Barrier good to go, and McCree is going to be looking for the flank to get that important Deadeye off. Crom jumping into the back line. He's going to be looking for the Mercy. There's the Deadeye. Coming out in the middle in front of the team. Does actually manage to pick off Farah. It's so dangerous for Farah to be in the air. And there, another one goes down. McCree picked off, and this is going to signal the push. Two down. There's D.Va ult running right into the middle of the team. And it looks like Lucio's going to get taken out by that as well. And that is it. Oh my god, the Tobelstein buying time. Can she buy enough time? I don't think so. It's just not going to be enough, as they don't have enough to contest the point. And even if they had a moment later, Defense Matrix was up to catch the barrage.
Of the game.
And there it is, the damage. The Tobelstein and Reinhardt combo. Okay, I am now trapped, I believe, in this spawn. Yep. It's actually very annoying. As we wait for the teams to pick what they are going to be playing, they can of course change it during the assembly time. Meanwhile, fun Easter eggs on this match, on this map. Irvine is listed, that's where the Blizzard HQ is. It's a very nice HQ, I've been there myself. And I believe they also have Cork, which is where the EU offices are. Although they also have an office in Versailles, which is also on that list. Over here. Versailles. And that, no real Easter eggs of note. Yeah, beautiful Serengeti on one side, Super Tech City on the other. It's all very nice. And these very sci-fi drink machines, all very cool. Lucio showing some skills. Of course, he will hit the slope on the roof here. And Lucio can, of course, get a lot of height on this map. Let's have a look at the lineups. So look at the defending team, again going for 2-2-2. Nothing novel this time, no Junkrat this time. As they have gone through McCree and Crom on Tracer, once again having a lot of success with that in this match. No real surprise there. I think Mercy's going to be amping the McCree, hoping for some damage. Genji coming out for the attacking team along with the D.Va. Let's have a look at what this Genji can do. And interestingly, there's actually only one support, so they have actually changed up 3 assaults, 1 support for the attacking team. Tracer and Fire immediately picked up over. Aspire, caught out by the Reinhardt, does actually get out of the mech while it's being charged on. Is now stuck in that 150 hit point form until the ult can come back up. Vonethil deflecting some damage. Reinhardt caught out on his own. He has to be careful here. He could get picked off quite easily. If that does happen, it is danger time for the defending team. They have no longer got that strong front line. Winston jumping forward. They have swapped out back to 2 tanks now, 3 assaults, 1 support, with just Lucio trying to heal up the entire team. Aspire probably going to get caught out here by the Zarya. Doesn't quite get picked off, however. Barrier not quite in place to cover him. And there's a pulse bomb. Doesn't actually manage to land. Look for a moment there, like the defense matrix will pick it up. Crom taking a lot of damage. Looks like they actually have managed to get people around towards the point. Vonethil going for the back cat, drawing the team back, buying some space for his team to advance. Here comes Aspire with D.Va. Doesn't quite have the ultimate yet, however. Looks like a swap to McCree for Mendo. Still only 1 support on the attacking team. Genji once again on the point, drawing all this aggro. The team has to reunite in this point as Winston does do some tanking. Reinhardt does actually manage to catch with the charge and will take out the gorilla. Does pick him off. Vonethil laying down damage. We have a McCree on McCree duel. Isn't quite high noon yet, and a Tracer on Tracer. Battle of the Brits. As Lucio does build up his ultimate, he does have it good to go. Zarya and Mercy pivotally have it on the defending team. I'd be very curious to see if we're going to see another Tovelstein followed by Hammer. We could call it the Hammer and Sickle. There it is. But down goes Reinhardt. So not enough damage there. The barrier is also in a perfect location there, and Winston's gone ape. He's just going to hold off all that damage, soak it all in with the Lucio sound barrier on him as well. He's going to be so hard to kill and so hard to finish off. That said, they're all clumped in this one room. Zarya's going to be doing so much damage into here. Spamming away. And there's the pulse bomb. Does manage to pick off McCree. Doesn't take anyone else, although Winston does follow shortly soon after. And they've changed up now. They have Reinhardt good to go, ready to tank. And there's another pulse bomb. Oh my god, most of the attacking team are dead. And it looks like they're going to have to regroup and go for another push. So let's join them for the next one. They have swapped back to the 2-2-2 lineup. Vonethil has gone back to Mercy. So pivotal in these games to have that resurrect. The defending team still haven't used theirs. They haven't needed it so far. As Zarya spams down. That said, no judgment on like winning or losing or picks. If any team is going to experiment, it is going to be now. So now's the time when you want to bring out odd lineups, when you want to try various things. Now's the time when you want to try, you know, going 3-2-1 in terms of your build, rather than 2-2-2. So Zarya is going to be preparing to fire over ultimate. That was a whiff. Shadow, but they do manage to catch the Reinhardt. Both sound barriers fired off. That said, excellent counter Earth Shadow, but it looks like the knockback from the Lucio actually knocked targets out of Ruster's way as he charged with Reinhardt. Doesn't manage to pick anyone up with that, but he didn't need to. Now the barrier is activated. They are preparing for the next push. They have to take this fairly quickly if they have any hope of beating the time. I actually didn't catch the time at the end. I'm not too focused on the winning and losing. It's more the how it's achieved at the moment. As Crom, again in the back line, doing so much damage, they don't manage to pick him off. Can't quite nail that Tracer. And Reaper now, instead of McCree. Swapped out. Crom's going to try and chase them down, but in this narrow corridor, it's actually kind of dangerous for the Tracer to do it. That said, the fear of the Tracer has actually stalled for another second. Far on the high ground, laying down some damage. It's actually kind of dangerous. Reaper is still on the point, still dealing damage, forcing the Lucio back. There's a hero who's never die as the defending team gets up, and the offensive team also gets picked up by the revive. as the Zarya trade damage and say exactly the same thing at the same time. And Ruster does manage to pick up Zarya with that push. Aspire, though, still up. Reaper got to be close to his ultimate now. That said, he's caught out by the Reinhardt. Does get a few swings, does get knocked out, but not enough damage there to finish him off. Just Crom left, and that's not going to be enough against a Death Blossom. You can dodge all day, but that one's going to be hard, especially if you're trapped in the corner like Crom was there. And they are going to manage to take this first point. They have got to push this payload pretty solidly to beat the defending team's time, I'm fairly certain. Right now we're seeing less backline harass out of this team, I would say, compared to the other team. Mostly Crom just being a massive pain in the backline. He made a point of immediately going around the side, going around the externals, and getting into the back there, getting that mercy. Feeling pressure. That said, Reaper does manage to get behind the team. Both sound barriers fired off. There's the Turblestein, and there is a Reinhardt swinging into it. He's going to just pick everyone out. That said, the enemy Reinhardt just does come in. They do exchange charges. Reaper now caught on his own. He's going to try and retreat, try and get to some safety. Excellent fire barrage. Does actually clean up 2 targets. Does leave Mercy on her poor lonesome, however. She needs to reunite with this Reaper. If she can do that, there she goes. Guardian Angel away. Good positioning. Teammates helping each other get out of dangerous situations, and they will actually start the push. That said, the defenders do have the important Earth Shatter and the important Resurrect. Going to be interesting to see what they can do with that. Crom waiting in the wings, hoping to pick someone off. Going to sneakily sneak around the back. Get some damage done, but jumps in, goes into the middle of the team, does eat a hammer, is forced to retreat. Got to back away immediately as she jumps back and forth. It looks like Fire and Mercy are going to try and do some stuff on the back line, leaping around here. Reaper actually dragging Mercy with him. Does he have the Death Blossom? Not quite yet, but if he can get behind, it's very easy to build it off the back of a Reinhardt, let me tell you. That will build up nice and quick as I try to float this camera upwards. He's just watching and waiting for that attention to get taken away. Does go for the Zarya, but Zarya does have barrier. He's got to be so careful. Just does take up the Zarya, but does eat a hammer at the same time. So dangerous to do that, jump behind a Zarya and just put a shotgun blast into her barrier. She will gain so much damage out of that. Ruster does miss position, but Aspire can't drop his shield to exchange swings. No one's there to take him out. He's going to get picked off by this. Reinhardt's just going to beat him down. He does land the Earth Shadow, but only on Veinless, and that's not enough. There's just not enough damage to follow up and pick people off there. So the attacking team reuniting. Reaper again, escorting Mercy, going through. This could be a lot of damage if done well. There's the barriers going out from Zarya, doing such a good job of protecting those targets that Reaper is trying to favour. He is trying to take out Bum Magus, trying to get rid of the Mercy. Can't quite do it. And I'm worried he's Boober Magus, but Bum Magus is just so much funnier to say. Oh, the sound barrier did go through. No, it did not quite go through. It's actually very hard to see as everyone has a red outline. That's it. Bubblestorm gets off a very good full fire ultimate. Justice rains from above, full and complete. That said, not quite enough. There's one with the Mercy Resurrect. Team is picked up. That said, the defenders do also have a Resurrect, but the payload is moving. They have to contest the objective. Aspire taking away the Reinhardt, who could contest the objective, and they do get to the checkpoint. Crom again being a massive pain in the ass in the back line. Zarya trying to chase him down, not going to happen. You cannot chase down a Tracer. She can just blink away, happy as can be. Googling as she does so. Saying you what, mate, and all that kind of nonsense. That being said, the team has actually managed to get the payload moving a good few meters. Here's where the real concerted push starts. However, as the Reinhardts draw the front lines in the sand, Crom taking some damage. Will get away, will get to the health pack on the balcony here. Almost missed that blink. I have done that myself in the past. Tried to blink to the health pack and blink over the cliff. It is very embarrassing when it happens. Zarya getting some damage down. Doesn't quite have enough charge to finish off the Tracer nice and quick, however. Farah and Mercy doing a really good job, however. They're in the back here, and they're just laying down the damage. Zarya barrier to protect them as well. McCree does fire off his ultimate. He is just stood in the middle here. They do have the Reinhardt ult in place, and oh my god, Lucio touched too close there, and they do actually get flanked by a Reinhardt at the same time. Picked off nice and clean, and that's it. The fire at will. The Turblestein draws in the Farah, holds her down to the ground so that the team can clean her up nice and efficiently. So we're going to see a mess up for the next push. Reinhardt does have Earth Shatter good to go on the offensive. Aspire's going to be looking for that Earth Shatter, so crucial. Crom taking a lot of damage, is forced to recall. Does leap immediately back in and does put the bomb straight back onto Reinhardt and pick him off. That is ballsy play from Crom. And what we've come to expect. Most ults now up and ready to go on the offensive team. That's so they have to wait now for the Reinhardt to come back into the fight. You can see him in the distance there, slowly moving forward as Crom does, again, jump into the back line. Doing so much work there. scattering damage out with the pulse pistols, just building up for that next ultimate, that important pulse one to assassinate a key target. Damage spam back and forward, trying to break the barrier. Zarya actually building up quite a lot of charge on the defensive team at the moment. She does have the Turbo Scene good to go. Earthshatter is also good to go on both teams, and there it is! An excellent barrage to cancel momentum, and there's the Zarya ult as well. Ruster now caught out though, he has to be so careful, that's sad. Crom chasing down the Mercy doesn't actually manage to pick her off as well, and I think they might have just bought enough time to stop this attack in its tracks, to stop this push. Enough crucial people are down, the Mercy is dead. They have to be so careful. Zarya deals damage, and the sound barrier cancelled there by Earthshatter, excellently timed, and there's a Turbo Steam that's just fired off into the middle of nowhere. Reactionary emergency Turbo Steam. There's the sound barrier, however, should buy enough time to maybe stop this push. There's Reaper, there's the Res as well. If they're going to do it, they have to do it now. Does Reaper have his ult good to go? He's got to get that Death Blossom up and running. If he can get it, he might be able to clear out the team as they push. There's only Crom left on the point. It's just the Tracer. If they can get Death Blossom, it'll be so easy to push forward. There's the Turbo Steam, again, just holding the team back, buying time. Crom is down. They're going to push the payload. They're going to make it. No, Zarya is out in time. They've got to be so careful though. Earthshatter comes down, does manage to catch 3 targets. There's the charge. Doesn't quite pick off the defending Reinhardt, but they move off the point! And it's not contested anymore, and they do manage to make it to the end zone.